guys, my name is Ashley Mead, and I first want to thank Jenny for asking me to be her shop sister for this month. I'm thrilled to be here, and I hope that I can encourage you guys a little bit today. I am on my way to Orlando right now, so you may hear a little bit of residual noise from the background. They have been sworn to silence, but we will see how well that works. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about answered prayer this morning. So I'm going to try not to go on really long, which I can do. So, and I'm going to talk about one of my most powerfully answered prayers. Okay. In 2011, we brought our son Micah home from Korea, and he came with a slew of medical issues. And we saw many specialists, and we got no answers. So we were basically told this is his life. There's no hope for that. You can do some surgeries. Those will be life-altering, will change the trajectory of his life forever, and that's your only option. Well, as a nurse and a mom, I was not happy with those options, and so we decided to hold off and just keep praying about it and pray for healing and just different, and just let some time pass. So he was obviously my first answered prayer, right? We had been praying for a child for a very long time, and he got answered that, and so we were so excited to have him home. But he started having seizures about a year and a half after he came home, and we had no answers. And at one point, he had a seizure so bad that he ended up being life flighted to the PICU at Cosair from my parents' house in Bowling Green. He almost died. He was within about 2 minutes of dying. It was super scary, right? And we left that hospital with no answers. So, which was again really hard to do. We just felt really alone, and just like we knew that God could heal him, and we knew that God could provide, but we did not know where that was going to come from. Well, about 2 weeks after that happened, I had a friend call me and she said, "Have you ever heard about essential oils?" And I said, "Well, a little, but I don't know a whole lot about them." And so she he's excited to be on camera. So she said, "Well, let me get you some information." And she didn't sell them. She just wanted me to know about them because she knew that frankincense especially can be really good for helping with seizure control. And so we wanted to and just kind of help calming everything down in the brain. And so I thought, okay, so I started talking to a nurse actually in Louisville that doTERRA had her contact me, and we started talking. And in January, his seizures were his PICU stay was in July, and I ordered our first oil kit in January. And guys, to say that this was, we didn't know anything about oils. We were desperate and willing to try anything at that point, and we had no idea how big God was answering our prayers through that first oil shipment. Micah had been on antibiotics for the first 2.5 years of his life, and so his immune system and his gut health were completely destroyed. He was sick all the time. He was severely immunocompromised, high risk for picking up anything, and so there was just a lot of stuff going on. And so we hold on, quiet down the masses. And we started him that, and a lot of his issues physically were genitourinary and gastrointestinal. So we started him on an oil called Digestin, and within 6 weeks, it had completely changed our lives. It started to heal his gut. The On Guard oil that we started using is for immunity, and he went from being sick literally all the time to being sick, I think it was 6 months before he was sick again. And he gets sick about once every year and a half at this point. And he's just one of the healthiest kids I know. He was 3 at that point, almost 4, and he is now 10, almost 11. And he is, guys, the life that he now has because of oils is something that we never thought that he would have. I could tell you so many stories of the oils that have helped him, how the frankincense did help him get off his seizure medication, about how the Digestin has completely healed his gut, and there's now no surgery in his future. About how he had an immunocompromised child who now never gets sick. That little one that you can see right there. So obviously we were huge fans of the oils. the supplements. We just have loved using them. And then that little one back there is here also because of the oils, because Mama started taking care of herself. I was diagnosed as being infertile when we were in the process of bringing Micah home. And we had never planned on getting pregnant, but Mama started treating her reproductive disorders, and her, I have a couple of endocrine disorders, mostly my reproductive system. And so I wasn't treating them, I was just trying to take better care of them. And so I started treating them with oils and some different phytoestrogen supplements, and whole food supplements. And that one was a total surprise. Almost 3 years ago, I was pregnant in the middle of bringing that one home. So there's miracle number 2. When we brought him home from Korea in 2017, in January 2017, and he was born in March 2017. So 3 answered prayers in the back seat, 2 of whom would not be here if my friend hadn't called me, and if God had not blessed our lives with those oils. A lot of people ask me all the time if I sell oils, and I tell them no. And the reason is this: I have a huge team underneath me. I do. I'm a nurse. I stay home with my children. This has provided the opportunity that I need to stay home with them. But I don't sell them, because I am not that person that chases you down in the church hallway trying to tell you about oils. Half the time people are like, do you still use oils? Because I've gotten so used to not talking about them because I don't want people to think I'm pushy. I'm not a pushy person. But guys, I love oils. I talk about them all the time to people, because when my friend called me and she told me about oils, for the first time in years, we had hope that there was an answer when we had been told that there were none. And I'm gonna cry, because it was such a huge moment for us. And when we saw them start to work, we knew that our lives had changed, and that more importantly, his life had changed. And the life that we thought he was going to be forced into, and that he didn't have a choice about living, God had provided a way to heal him that we had no idea was there. And God answered our prayers in such a huge way. And then he answered our prayer with our children, and with Cameron being now our only biological child. Like, that was a prayer I prayed long ago, and I did not expect an answer to, because God had answered my prayer for children in other ways, and I was okay with that. But God knew the desire of my heart, and that I had prayed that prayer long ago, and he answered that. And all of that is through oils and doTERRA, okay? So I know there are a lot of people out there that need hope, that are looking for that answered prayer, and I really hope that you guys feel free to reach out to me. Everyone who's on this page can feel free to reach out to me. I want to offer everyone a free sample. So whether you've been looking for the same hope that we were looking for, or you were looking for an answer and you're wondering if oils can give you that, or whether or not you feel you just are kind of curious now and you want to try something, please message me. My Instagram handle is Meredith Mead 1, and my Facebook name is Ashley Meredith Mead. So feel free to message me, or just comment on this post on Jenny's website or Facebook page where she's posting this, and I will contact you. Okay, guys, I hope that this has encouraged some of you. I hope that you can see the power of answered prayer in our lives, and that you just really can get those answers yourself. Okay, I'd love for you guys to post some of your answers to prayer on this thread so that I can read them and we can encourage each other. I remember when Micah was in the PICU, I remember sitting in his room and praying that I would feel God's presence, because I just remember feeling really alone and really scared, because I knew as a nurse how serious it was. And I remember my husband came in and told me to go out to the waiting room and take a break, and I walked into that waiting room, and the entire waiting room stood up and turned to face me. And that was God's answered prayer in very physical, tangible form in that moment. Because when I was praying to feel his presence was filling that waiting room in the forms of family and friends and people from church. And that whole room was there for us, to support us in that moment. And that was, again, another very real, tangible way that God answers prayers. And I love hearing how God's answers prayers. So please post it below. This video has now hit 10 minutes, which is probably way too long, but I hope you guys have a great day and that you've been encouraged by this. Bye.